y'all, welcome back to FlyafterFifty, no spaces. I'm FlyafterFifty and I'm back with another video. Okay y'all, I'm starting my eyeshadow collection videos with a teeny smidge of declutter. So I'm going to be going through all my eyeshadow. This is just the initial intro because you know you won't be seeing me, you'll just be seeing the eyeshadows. Hopefully my camera cooperates and the volume cooperates because I can't find my. So I'm going to be going through my eyeshadows. I'm doing this in alphabetical order. So today you're going to be seeing the A's and the B's. I'm trying to keep them in alphabetical order, but there could be times where I forget one or misplace one, and I'll just throw that in the mix. But today, we're starting with the A's and B's, and I'm going to do a declutter. Now, I buy my eyeshadows to keep them. I do not want to declutter any of my eyeshadows. So that's why I say it's going to be a teeny bit of declutter. These will be more of a collection video, but I will be doing some declutter. As far as my eyeshadows, I don't know how many I have. I really don't. I have them in 4 different places in my room. So while doing this video, I will count them, and I will also count the ones that I declutter. I never really want to count them because then it gets in my head that this is wasteful, you're wasting your money, and why are you buying so many eyeshadows? So I don't want that. I want that to stay away, and I want to stay in my happy place. So that is why I have not counted them, but I will do so during these videos because next year you're going to see a whole new me. I say that all the time, but I really, really mean it this time. I'm giving myself a budget, not my husband's budget, because I can cozy up to him and that budget be gone. But this is a budget that I'm doing for myself that I'm not going to overspend each month. Because y'all, I could spend some money. But anyway, back to this video. This is A's and B's. I'm trying to keep them with their brands, but some of them may get mixed up. But they will still be, these are just the A's and the B's. Now I have all my eyeshadows written down, the brands. So I have all the brands written down on this sheet of paper. And so I have the A's and B's highlighted. You can kind of see it. The A's and B's are highlighted. So that's what we're going to go through. Hopefully my camera will cooperate with me. So without further ado, let's hit these A and B eyeshadow palettes. Alright, so the first palettes I have before me are Ace Beauté palettes. So let's go ahead and get started with them. The first palettes we're going to be looking at are from their Flora collection. They released 4 eyeshadows with that. And I got this on the second release. I'm so glad they did that second release. This one is the Begonia. When I look at this, I can just imagine, you know, a plant. The stems, the dirt, the flower petals. I just see all that in this palette. Now I'm keeping on all of these. This next one is Kala. This is a lovely neutral palette that I really enjoyed using. Then we have the Flora palette, which is a bright, sunny one. Once again, looking like just a flower from the ground up. Beautiful. Then we have the Fleur, which is a beautiful purple palette. And I will be keeping all of these. Okay. Next up, I have their Paradise Fallen palette. This is with their new eyeshadow formula. Love it. This is another beautiful purple palette that I just love to use and will be keeping. One that I was on the fence about but will be keeping is the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. It is a beautiful green palette. I just have to get out of my comfort zone and just embrace all the different tones of green in here, because I do like green eyeshadow, but I like mixed with a lot of brown. But I will be keeping this. Next we have the Ambiance palette, which I love, love, love. This one is just a fall lover's dream. I love all the tones in here. It is just a beautiful palette. Definitely keeping. Now this next one from Ace Beauté, this one is an older palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm years and years ago. It's the Grandiose palette. Even though it's old and I seldom even look at it, when I do, I love the tones in here. I don't want to get rid of it yet, even though it's old. I want to keep it. So this is the Envy and Aura. This was a release. They released these together. The first one is the Aura, which is a purple leaning palette. Wow. This is beautiful. Like I never seen it before. And then this is Envy. Yes, beautiful. That's why I like doing these collection videos, because I see I go through my collection, but I don't see them all. And when I do, it's like, wow, that is beautiful. So I will be keeping those. And this is the last one I have in this stack, but there could be more Ace Beauté palettes. This is the Palatopoli palette, the one with the game. I just got rid of the game. But this, look at it. It is a beautiful pinks, greens, dark neutrals, purples, and some more pinks and blues. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, that's it in this stack, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 palettes so far, and I'm keeping them all. These next 3 I have from Artist Couture. I just have 3 of their palettes. The first one is Supreme Bronze. No. The first one is Supreme Nudes. It's a lovely neutral palette, and I'm sure this is the first one they came out with. Then they came out with Supreme Bronze, a more bronzier one. They came out with a Mauve. I do not have it. But then they came out with this Quickie palette, which is just a smaller version of the Supreme Nudes, which I didn't know at the time of purchase. But it is a good travel palette. I love these eyeshadows, and I will be keeping them. Next up, we're going to do Alamar Cosmetics, because I only have two from them. The first one is this one here. I think I got this one in the BoxyCharm. This is the Reina del Caribe. It is just beautiful. Those shimmers in here are so beautiful, and I really love them. And this newest one I just recently got is the Destino palette. And this is the Destino palette, and it's a neutral palette with some pops of color in there. Very pretty. I have not used that yet. Next I have 2 from Kevyn Aucoin. This first one is called the Contour Eyeshadow Palette. It's deep. They have one medium, light, and then this is the deep one. And I also have the Electro Pop, which is filled with shimmers, but they're the putty. They're not putty, but they're light putties. And I really like those type of formulas. So that's that one from Kevin Laquan. I will be keeping both of those. Moving on, another category I have is for Amazon palettes. So regardless of who it's by, if I got it off Amazon, I will be putting it here. You know, they're the Amazon brands. They're not a mainstream brand or anything. So this first palette is Venus. It's a lovely gold palette, but I really have not even used this one, so I'll be getting rid of this. Then we have the Bethlehem Rose, Smoky Rose palette. I don't use this, so I will be getting rid of this one as well. I have this one, the other one from Bethlehem is the Spice Press Powder palette. It is pretty, and I did use these, and I did like these tones, but I have other palettes that are better than this that I can be using rather than, you know, this one. So I will be getting rid of this one as well. So that's 3 for the declutter. Now this next one, this is an iMagic 16 color eyeshadow palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette from Amazon. I would not be getting rid of it. I love the textures in here. Love, love, love. They're creamy. They're not cream to powder. I don't know how to describe them, but I love them. So I will not be getting rid of this one. So I'll be keeping that one. Then I have this Perfect Beauty Glaze palette. Now this one also has those type of tones in here, but I never reached for this one. I never reached for, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. So that's 4 going. Keeping 1. Now that is good. That is good. Okay, moving on for the A's. Alright, this next group is from Adep Cosmetics. None of these are leaving. This is the House of L palette that they did, you know, in tribute or however you want to call it, to Superman. Keeping that. This is the Codaine palette. Wow. If I start swatching, it's over. Okay, keeping the Codaine palette. This is the Plain Jane. I don't know if this is the first one or the second one, but I'm keeping this one. This is the Heather Austin palette. Keeping these ones. Keeping this one. We have the Minka palette. Keeping this one. La Cienega. Keeping. I especially appreciate this for all these neutral mattes. Definitely keeping. And the last one is the Sumerian Sunset. Star Trek inspired. I will also be keeping this one. Alright. Next up, let's get these 2 Alter Ego palettes out the way. I have 2 Alter Ego palettes. This first one is Goddess. And this one is a dupe for the gold palette from Natasha Denona. Keeping. This is Sahara. Oh, I know. This is also Natasha Denona, and this is a dupe for the Beaver palette. So I'll be keeping both of these. No, they don't compare, but they are still good. Alright, now the next one we have up is Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I think I'm going to be getting rid of at least one of these. I think. This first one is the Cosmos palette. Would not be getting rid of this one. This is beautiful with the good, beautiful shimmers and staple neutral mattes, which is my favorite palettes to use. Keeping. This is the Primrose palette. I did not care for the blushes. Well, maybe I like this one. I like this one. But I didn't really care for the blushes. I could have done without those. But I like this palette. I will be keeping it. Then we have the Soft Glam. Keeping. Modern Renaissance. Keeping. Fall Romance, a newer one. Keeping. Here's an older palette. This is the Master Palette by Mario. I'm definitely keeping this one. Nice and neutral. Then we have the Sultry palette. I am keeping this, but I'm thinking about getting the smaller version as well for travel because I like how that looked. So, but I will be keeping this one. Then we have the Rose Metals. People complain about these new palettes, but I love them. Rose Metals. I see her changing, you know? Changing her palettes. This is the Nouveau palette. Another keeper. Then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now next I have the Giacchiano palette. Never ever getting rid of this one. This is beautiful. I had a backup, but I just gave it to my YouTube BFF. So I'm like, this is selfish. Okay. Now this one is the Riviera palette. I never use this. But I like the different shimmers in here. And they're so good. Okay, I'm going to keep it. Keeping it. And the last one is the Novena palette, even though I have to... Oh, I just remembered I got one more palette. Let me go get it. I keep it somewhere else because it's so big. Okay, so yeah. So this is the Novena palette. Nice tones. I'm going to keep that. And the one I had to go get is the ABH Novena Collection. This is palette number 5. So I do have this one, and this is a lovely purple palette. That's that one. Yeah, they're in this, but I'm still keeping them. Okay, so that's ABH. I'm not getting rid of any of them. Like I said, I don't buy these to give away. I don't buy these to get rid of. I buy them to keep. And keep eyeshadow. They're mine. They're all mine. Oh, my precious. My precious. Alright, so far that is all the A's. Let's get into the B's. Let's get some B's. Alright, these are a little jumble up. But let's go ahead and start with Blend Bunny. I am going to be keeping all of my Blend Bunny palettes. This first one is the newest one I got. It's in my makeup basket for this month. And this is the Sugar and Grunge palette. I love the gradients. They really help my mind when I'm trying to think of a look. So I appreciate Blend Bunny for that. I also have the Blend Bunny All Done Up palette. Keeping that one, same concept. Then we have the Blends, which is their All Matte palette. Which would be good for all the shimmer palettes I have, which you will be seeing during this series. Then we have the Dollhouse palette. Another pretty palette. And then last, the Surge palette. Has those neons down there. Okay, that's it for Blend Bunny. And yes, I will be keeping all of these. Next up, we have some Beauty Bakery. This one is the Get That Dough. I got this at Target. I like this palette. I really like this palette as a companion palette when I just need some reliable neutrals. So I'm keeping that. Then we have the Do It For The Gram palette. I really have not used this. But we'll give it a chance, see if I like it. So I'm going to keep that one. I'll make sure I put that in my makeup basket. But this one here, the Game of Combs, Fury of the Oven. I'm going to get rid of this one. No, ooh. I like the way these feel. That's one thing that's important to me is how the eyeshadows feel, y'all. They make me happy. Alright, this one's going to live to see another day. Okay? Let's swatch these. See how they look. Oh, yeah. I like these. I like these, y'all. I'm going to have to put this in my makeup basket. This is going in my makeup basket next month to see if I really want to keep them. Those, okay? Alright, next up we have Black Radiance. I have 3 palettes, but 2 of them are the same. These 2. This is the Black Make It Black palette, and then this is the Brilliant Effects palette. Look inside. They are the same palette. But I'm still keeping both. Somebody might want one. And this one is the neon one. This is the Tribal Brights. Very nice. Then I have 1 palette from Bare Minerals. This is the Generation Nude Latte eyeshadow palette. I dropped it, but it's still pretty, and it has staple colors in it for the lid. Yeah, and for the, look at this, pretty. And for the lid and the matte. So I will be keeping this one. Alright. So here we got some, let's move these out the way. We got Buxom. This is Boss Babe Betty. A nice neutral palette. I'm keeping that. This is one, I made this. I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. So no. I'll keep it. Then I have 2 from the Balm. First, this one is Miss New York. This is the one I said Alyssa and Arnell look like their sister. They're just staples, simple work looks. So I'm going to keep that because it's the only, really the only representation for the Balm besides this one. And this is like a face palette because it has the eyeshadows and, but really I don't know where I'm going with this one. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Next up we have Byredo. I have two. This is the Remembrance palette. So this was the current years. And that's what it looks like. I will be keeping it. Then I have Flora Kalahari, which was last year's, that I will also be keeping. Sorry, blinding y'all, but yeah, it's beautiful. If y'all hear any deep sounds, that's my kid in there. She just changed instrument to the bass clarinet, and it is very deep, and she's really enjoying it. Okay, the next ones I have are from Bobbi Brown. This is the Jade Stone palette. Nice greens. This is the Luxe Eye and Cheek palette. Very beautiful. Then these two older ones. This is the Infrared eyeshadow palette. It's neutral. And then we have the Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette, which is more cool tone purple. Okay, I will be keeping it. Alright, moving on. Let's do Beauty Bay. Okay, for Beauty Bay, first up we have this one, the Golden Age, which is a 9-pan palette with some nice golds in there and neutrals. I'll be keeping. We have the neutral 16 color palette. Just neutral tones. And you know they make these also in the big palette. So I have one that's in the big palette. Then we have nudes, 16 pan. I mainly got these to go with so I can have something for my all shimmer palettes. This is the Brights palette. I just felt like I needed a representation of something bright. And that is pretty. Then I have the Earthy palette. Beautiful monochromatic green palette. Then we have the Dark Fantasy. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. Let's look at these next ones. We have the Age of Opulence. See, this is why. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. The Dark Fantasy. Nope, I'm going to keep it. Sorry. Almost had one. This is the Wilderness palette. Very beautiful. That's in the basket for this week. I'm gonna make the basket. And the last one is this big hub above a hair, which is Rich 42. I just didn't think I would be satisfied with the 16. So I was like, I'm getting them all. So that's the Rich palette. So that's all from Beauty Bay, and I will be keeping all of these. Let's get these onesie twosies out the way real quick, and then we'll move on to BH Cosmetics. Now some of these, I do have some new palettes coming in, but they're not in my collection yet. So this one's from Bella Beauté Bar. This is a collab with M. Jones 85018. But I really got these so I can try out these waterliners. But I think I'm gonna get rid of this palette, but not yet. I'm gonna replace it with another Bella Beauty bar. This is Bella Beauty bar. I'm gonna replace it with another Bella Beauty bar palette first because I heard that the formulas are better after this palette. So I'm just gonna hold on to it until I get that new one or decide which one I'm gonna get. I also got this one from Black Moxie Cosmetics. I don't even know if they're even around anymore. I haven't seen anything. This is a pretty purple palette. Is this the same? Child, I don't know. Is this a Bella Beauty part too? Must be. This is Angels of Illumination. This is an all shimmer palette. I have a lot of these. For now, I'm keeping this. I'm going to go through all my shimmers to see which ones I really like and which ones I can get rid of. And this one is from Brown Melanin Makeup. This is their Melanin Fantasy Eyeshadow Palette. I don't even know if they're still in business anymore. But these are some great tones in here that you can use on the eyes and you can use on the face. You know, highlighters, blush, even bronzer. So this one is staying. I don't know, maybe you can use this for a nice setting powder. But this is a good palette for that. Okay. Now let's move. Our last B of the day is BH Cosmetics. So let's go ahead and get them done. All right, let's get these out. Get these done. Let's move them out the way so I can show them. Yeah. All right, let's start with these little, what's these, 6 pans to 7 pans. They before they went out of business and bought by Makeup Revolution, they did these monthly palettes for birthstones that they had came out. I did not get them all. I didn't even get my own birth month. I only got the ones I liked. So this is Citrine, which was November. Now, in all of these, there is one glitter, but don't hold that against them. A Citrine. Then we have Sapphire. Then we have Peridot for August. Sapphire was September. Turquoise is for December. Beautiful, except for this. And Emerald for May. So those are the Earthstone palettes that I love. Keeping all of those. Next, I have a few of their like travel palettes and some extra stuff. Okay, this is the Amalfi palette. This is the neutral one. Then we have Los Angeles. This is the one with the lighter tone. This is the one with the lighter tones in there. Then we have Paris. Very pretty. Then we have Avocado Toast. This says Weekend Vibes. That's a green palette. And I have a blue palette. It might be mixed up in here somewhere. But yeah, I'm keeping all of these. Oh yeah, here's the blueberry. This is a blueberry muffin palette. The blue one, which I'm also keeping. Moving on, I have this, whoopsie. Have this little release they did. These are like 9-pan palettes that they did. They have errors on them. I don't remember. I mean, I put stickers all over the bad words. So yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. 2, 6 of these. And what's weird, these are 9 colored eyeshadow palettes that, like, this is optimistic. Don't need to know that other word. You have to flip it to see the actual palette. Very pretty. Then this one is Bleep Off, which is covered. Very pretty. Then we have Looking Like a Snack. Beautiful pinks. Next we have Low Key Love You. Very pretty. Oh, I'll have to record this all over. This is Let That Bleep Go. Green. Then we have Do Not Disturb. Okay, so that's it for that collection. Then a couple of Christmases ago, maybe 2 or 3, they released this big Christmas palette, the Naughty palette. So I have this one. It's very pretty. Okay, moving on. I also have the much coveted Sweet Shop palettes. I have all of them. That's for, I bought it off somebody. This is the Sugar Cone, which is the neutral. So pretty. Then we have Bubblegum. This is the blue one. Wow. Next we have Cherry on Top. This is Cherry on Top. These about to get pulled out. Then we have Cotton Candy. So pretty. Hope my lights on right. Then we have Sweet Pistachio. We have Pistachio. That's the green. Y'all. And last we have Orange Sorbet, which is, of course, the orange. So beautiful. Alright. Now this next one I'm gonna get rid of. This is the original. No, you know what? I'm not getting rid of this. I'm nostalgic. This is the It's My Ray Ray palette. And this is the one that had the face stuff in there and the eyeshadows. I may use this one day, see if it's usable. If not, I'll get rid of it. But until then, it's staying. And so is this one, which is the second one they came out with. That was a little bit more colorful. Is it? You know what? I am going to get rid of these. I'm getting rid of these. My battery's running low. Stand by. Okay, so change the battery real quick. So I'm going to get rid of those It's My Ray Ray palettes. And also this little teeny one here. I'm like, well, why did I even buy this? So this Mrs. Claus is gone. Alright, 3 more palettes from in this section. We also have the Desert Oasis. This is some beautiful goldy colors here. I'm keeping that. I have this one, Solar Flares. This has so many golds in it, I just can't. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. So that's Solar Flare. I'm keeping these. These are those baked palettes. Eyeshadows. And the last one is the 2000s Remix Dance. This one is more of a cool tone. It does have warm and cool tones together. So I'm keeping this as well. So yeah, keeping this. So those are my A's and B's. Like I said, there may be some that I mix and I'll just throw it in with another section. But I got rid of 7 palettes, maybe 8, 7 to 8 palettes in this one. So I am proud of that. Like I said, this isn't really a declutter. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I'll be coming out with C and D very soon because I want to go through my entire collection really quickly. So I'll be doing C and D very soon. So y'all, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all sitting down and spending some time with me. I truly, truly do. So until I see you in the next video, stay fly, sis.